welcome back to my channel. So today we have a video on one of my most requested topics, Parfums de MARLY. I have collaborated with Essential on this video, one of my favourite websites to get perfumes, and they have kindly sent me a selection from the range. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We are all about perfumes here, so check out my hundreds and hundreds of other videos, and if you're a regular but you haven't subscribed yet, then do hit that subscribe button and show your support. I really appreciate it. Make sure you don't miss out on a new video. I have lots of new videos all the time at the moment. And as always, I will leave links to where you can get these in the UK, Europe and US. So Parfums de MARLY is a niche perfume house, but it's definitely becoming quite popular, borderline mainstream. I keep hearing about it more and more and more. A few years ago I never really heard about it. Now all the time I'm getting messages about reviewing different ones, and I know in particular their Delina perfume, which I'll get to in a minute, is incredibly popular. So if you haven't heard about them, they were founded in 2009 and they're sort of inspired by the decadent French aristocracy of the 18th century. So think Louis XIV, think Versailles, think Marie Antoinette, and the name Marly is actually named after the Marly Chateau, where Louis XIV would, you know, weekend or whatever it is he used to do. And during this period, obviously really known for its opulence and decadence, perfumes were a huge part of the sort of court life. You know, the ladies of the court would wear these very decadent pastel colours and, you know, big dresses in these colours that the brand now uses in the fragrances, and fragrance was a really big deal. It's said that, you know, a lot of wealthy aristocracy had like whole rooms, whole cellars for their perfumes and stuff, and they used to have those fans that they decorate in jewels and things, and they would have like perfume on them, so as they waved them the scent would be there. So the scents and colours and everything is kind of inspired by that period in time, right before the French Revolution, when most of them got guillotined. So moving on to the actual perfumes themselves. So I'm going to start with Delina. The bottles are totally unique, really beautiful. They feel very like heavy and weighty. They feel like they would absolutely have, you know, fitted right in the 18th century. You've got this very French, kind of reminds me of the type of thing that you see like on ceilings, that plaster decoration type vibe. Obviously you've got your little tassels here, and then the lid has the Parfums de MARLY symbol in with the horses, which again is from that time. If anyone remembers James Bond, I think it's A View to a Kill at Versailles with all the horses and that supermodels in it as well. Anyway, and then what I think is really cute is on the top of the bottle you have this little pink diamond. Don't know if you can see that, which is super cute. And then they come in these fabulous big presentation boxes. So this is 75ml. Comes in this lovely box, and then inside you've got this like velvet, so it comes like this inside the box on this pink velvet. So very, very exclusive and high-end, and you know, the prices are definitely not cheap. These are a more expensive perfume brand. So the pink one here, Delina, very popular, and I totally can see why. So this is a beautiful lychee rhubarb rose perfume. So if you like lychee, like the new Angel Nova, if you like rhubarb, like Dolce & Gabbana, Dingy L'Homme Apéritif from their anthology range, you will definitely like this. It's feminine, it's fruity, but it's quite a sour fruitiness. It's that proper sour rhubarb, super fresh lychee smell. It feels a bit green, there's bergamot, fresh peony. It feels very fresh but still heavy. And the rose in here is not as strong as I imagined it was going to be. The lychee and the rhubarb really are the main notes, and the rose is a definite sort of third place down there. So you still get that femininity of the floral, but overall it's this really, really fresh, sour fruitiness. I think this is definitely for me a daytime, a summery type smell, a very uplifting, positive smell. But what's great about it is it's very strong and very good for lasting. This is really lingering around on my skin. It's not going anywhere. You know, you're getting what you're paying for here. This is a good quality perfume that lasts. And for something as fresh as lychee or rhubarb, that's very unusual. You know, if I compare to the rhubarb of D&G's L'Impératrice, that really can disappear after like an hour, whereas this is, you know, this is gonna last all day on you, which is very unusual, and I guess hence the price point of these. It does feel, you know, I've been wearing this today, it does feel expensive, it feels fancy. I'm thinking about that sort of French court life, Marie Antoinette vibe. You know, I feel that type of vibe from it. I can tell it's a quality perfume, so I can definitely see why this is so popular. There is another version of this called Delina Exclusive, which I have here in a sample. The lovely ladies at Essential have kindly made these little samples for me. So again, this comes in the pink bottle, but it is a different smell. They have changed it up here. So they've removed the rhubarb, so a lot of the sourness has gone. You still get the lychee, but the rose is coming through. But the main difference is that this has a really warm vanilla-iness to it. So this is more for your warm rosy fans. This is getting a bit more closer to a sort of Olivier Bell type smell. Still very, very lychee, very, very fresh, but then in time the vanilla was really coming out on this one and it becomes warm, and I think this is a little bit more mysterious, sexier. You could definitely wear this at night time because you've got that freshness, that, you know, lightness of the lychee, that sort of, but underneath you've got this mysterious vanilla. The ingredients, like the notes for both of these, say that they have incense in. I don't really get incense from them, like maybe if it was a vanilla incense or something, but when I think of incense, I think of things like Dior Poison that are really incensey. So don't be put off if you're not an incense fan, because I don't get that. But I think this one is, I can't think which one I prefer. I think it would depend on my mood, you know, perhaps this for nighttime. There's a slight woodiness to the vanilla, deeper, darker, winterier, and then the original Delina for summer and during the day when you want something just fresh. So next we have Cassili, which comes in this really nice like blush peachy colour. This one is really interesting. I've not really smelled anything like this before. So you've got a warm plummy note, a warm tonka bean, and kind of an edible vanilla-ness to it, but it still has floral notes in. I get a bouquet of flowers, there's a bit of a tartness from a red currant. There's so many different things here. Overall it feels very edible, very gourmand in like the most sort of true sense of the word. The plum is kind of like a plum liqueur. It's not particularly a fresh plum, it's a very warm plum. It's quite sophisticated. It's not as sort of carefree as the Delina ones with that lychee in. It's a bit more grown up perhaps, but I get this sort of edible, like a plum liqueur chocolate or a plum pudding or something like that. I get an almost biscuity pastry sense to it. It feels very warm, very feminine and pretty, but very unusual. I quite like that one, just very different. So next we have Safanad. Now this one is a gorgeous orange blossom. You guys know I love orange blossom. So think Elie Saab, think Armani's new My Way. It's got this fresh orange blossom, very pretty, and then vanilla again. So it has the similarity to the other ones in that warm biscuity vanilla underneath. you have a bit of ylang ylang coming through, a bit of fresh pear, but predominantly it's orange blossom. So if you're looking for something really long lasting orange blossom, then this is pretty, but to have that vanilla in as well, something that adds an air of like mystery underneath, is really nice. I guess it's a bit like the Voce Viva from Valentino that came out before Christmas, but again it has that biscuity undertone, which I'm finding with these, which I've never really got from a perfume before. So next we have Sedbury. Now this is a aromatic one, so sage, lavender, then tuberose, vetiver, ambergris, so very much more heavier than the others in the aromatic sense, you know, that sage and everything. You have some iris in as well, so this is for someone that wants like an aromatic floral, kind of like a Chanel Cocoa, but with more aromatic-y, you know, Clinique aromatics in as well. So this one is definitely not for the faint-hearted. You've got to be an aromatics fan to like this. It's very strong and very good for lasting, very heavy. And then lastly here we have Athalia. So this is an iris perfume. It's got some muskiness in. It's a fairly light iris. Sometimes iris perfumes can be very heavy. This is a bit more fresher iris than often iris is associated with. I think the orange blossom does lift this. If you like your Acqua di Parma iris, your more traditional iris smells, I think this is a nice sort of modern twist, fresher twist. Perhaps for spring summer you want something that's not too heavy, but you still like iris, then this is a nice one. Comes in this quite serious black bottle. I probably would have put it in like a purple iris coloured bottle, but that's just me. But yeah, a very sort of true, not as complex as the others, more just like, this is iris, I'm here for you. So overall guys, I think that they are really good quality perfumes, and if you do love the smell, then it is worth investing because you are going to get great longevity and projection from them. The bottles feel very classy and well made, and the presentation and everything. So I get a lot of questions saying, you know, do you think it's worth the hype? Do you think it's worth the price? I think if you love the smell, then yes. And they do have an unusualness to them where, you know, it's not just like another smell. This unusual biscuitiness that was in a lot of them I think is really cool. But let me know what you think, guys. What do you think of the range? Which is your favourite? Have you tried the Delina one? I know everyone is talking about that. Let me know. I'll leave the links below so you can get these, of course. But that's it. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!